live as of right now. So, what kind of holsters you making right now, Duke? Because we
Right
really
now,
don't have it.
I'm tooling one for my 4440. It's my 4 3/4 inch model. Because this is actually the first holster I stitched after a long hiatus. It was made from a pattern that a buddy of mine. Well, I take that back. It's the second one I stitched after a hiatus, but a buddy of mine sent me the pattern for this particular gun, and that's kind of what got me started on. Well, maybe I can make the money off these. That's what I'm working on now is another one for that, but it's going to be tooled up, kind of fancy. Practice my tooling.
Well, I got 12 done in a week. How many can you get done in a week? I mean, you've been doing it longer than I have, and yours are a little bit more complex too. Mine, the holster I'm just making are the just
If
basically Slim Jims.
if I could sit down for a solid week, I could probably turn out 3 a day. Um, but the thing is, it's not that simple because you do. I'm trying to do it in runs where I do all the cutting out, then I do all my pre-stitching stuff, and then I stitch them all, and then I sand the edges, I burnish, and then I do my finishing all at the same time. So it winds up getting spread out over several days.
Well, wait, well, it took me a week to do it, and that was the pick up the leather, cut all 12 of them, well, 14 actually, because I messed up two. Cut them out, all the belt loops out, stamp the ones I want to be stamped, and all that stuff. I got them shipped out today. Hi, Vanessa Kitty.
I don't have the chat open, so I don't know what's going on.
Oh, Vanessa says hi. We got, and I've noticed that live streams on YouTube are not they're doing okay, but the most I've seen on a lot of people, even like someone like Military Arms Channel, is like 45 people.
Well, and you got to remember, a lot of people have different privacy settings too.
Yeah, that is true. Hi, Steve and Tyler. No, Vanessa. Okay, let me tell you about my week. The whole time I'm trying to work, make holsters and everything, I've had 4 sick dogs, and one when you would figure he'd be okay, while when he's sick. No, he's a big old baby. Smoke is a big old baby when he's sick. The whole time he was sitting there just whining. So been I had maybe 12 hours sleep in a week. 12 hours sleep in a week. Wow, I sound weird.
My computer's throwing a fit, so I hope it don't die here.
Yeah. Hi, Jeff. How are you doing?
Oops.
But I try to get some people on. I've been trying all week to get a bunch of people on here so we could talk about things, but half of them didn't get me back, and some said, "Oh, I'll be doing this or doing that." I completely and totally forgot to ask Dustin until tonight, and he's going through. And I hate to say that, and I'm sorry, Dustin, but it just all the stuff that's going on.
Well, he's busy with a baby, so I don't know if he'd be been
Uh,
available.
I think he says he's driving, so it's a long distance tonight, and I don't want to blast his business out on Facebook. On Facebook on YouTube. That's his personal business, and I respect that. Okay, Vanessa, I'm sleep. My longest no sleep has been 7 days. On a, Vanessa, one time I was like, man, I might catch 30-minute nap here, 30-minute nap there. Yeah. So Vanessa's getting her truck working apparently. Oh, we finally found somebody to work on my bug. You want to know how much they're gonna charge me to work on? Even though I've already got all the parts and everything, right?
All right, charge you arm and a leg.
How about 2 left testicles
Yeah.
and a virgin sacrifice?
Well, I get both of the same from you. Ha ha ha.
I got a 3-year-old kid, dude. So yeah, nope, not for me. That ship sailed. Let's not go into that. How many years it's been, but it's been a while. But no. Oh, I did want to bring up one thing. Have you seen this movie called Hickok? The camera's over here.
Yes, that is complete crap.
If you throw out all the history, yes. The only good thing about that saves the movie somewhat my story and my book is the character playing Wild Bill is actually using 51 navies.
But he's using brass framed 51 navies.
Yeah, but they're navies.
That saving grace.
It's a half saving grace, but the story is good. They're actually using, and most of the characters are actually using cap and ball revolvers. So,
Is that another Trace Adkins one?
Trey Atkins and Chris Christopherson. I think the other one they did that came out not too long ago was Traded.
Yeah. In other words, they didn't get very good pension, so they got to try to make some money somewhere.
I, Honestly, I don't know if Chris Christopherson would ever have to work really, because he owns a music production company, doesn't he?
I don't know.
I thought he did because I know he produced a few of the last Johnny Cash not movies, music CDs that came out.
All I know is they've been in a lot of really cheap, low budget westerns that just they make some of the 1970s westerns look good.
Yeah,
Some of the bad 1970s westerns I should add because there was a lot of good ones from the 70s.
yeah, that is true. Uh, well, in the movies, you say it's more of for Christopher Christopherson, it's more of a cameo role. He's there, but you can tell he was there maybe a day, day and a half. Done all of his lines, got paid, and went home. Maybe he had to come back for a few reshoots. But I mean, they're getting some like the guy that I think it's Luke Hemsworth. He might actually, if he can act, can act. I should say.
Who's
The
that?
the Luke Hemsworth. He's the guy that plays Wild Bill in the movie. He can act. So it's a foot in the door in the industry for him and some of the other ones in the movie, and for some of the ones that's already got a kind of a name, it's kind of like, why are you even in this movie? Other than they must have got paid a lot of money.
Val Kilmer's been doing a lot of really cheap westerns here as of late.
Yeah. It seems like they're trying to bring back Western movies, but they're not doing a good job about it.
No.
I mean, I'm sorry, you're never going to find someone as good as Clint Eastwood or John Wayne or the list goes on and on and on. You're never going to find people that could fill the roles that these people filled throughout all, well, the history of Westerns, movies. Good ones, bad ones. But even some of the bad ones had really good actors in them.
Yeah, some of the bad ones did.
Believe it or not, I do like some. There are some spaghetti westerns that I like, and they're not Clint Eastwood. They're what was it?
Well, Lee Van Cleef did a few.
Yeah, I know he was in. He was in the Fistful of Dollars or the Man
He
with No
was,
Name
he was in the
trilogy.
last two of those.
Yeah,
For a few dollars more in the good, the bad, and the ugly.
yeah. I'm sorry. For some people call those horrible movies, right? But they
Uh,
love music.
for a few dollars more sucked, if you ask me.
The story was hard to follow.
It was, it was just not that good of a movie. But that's my opinion.
I like the scenery of it.
Oh yeah, it had good scenery. They all had decent scenery.
Yeah, it was beautiful scenery. I would like to visit some of those places in the movies, but guarantee you they're not going to look like they did back then.
Well, most of them are in Spain anyway.
But what else? Give me a minute.
Was that mine?
Oh, that was me. That person can just wait for a minute. It ain't.
Oh shit! What did I do with that? There it is.
But in the side chat, what's y'all's favorite wet spaghetti western movies, and why? Like why? I think mine would have to be The Good, the Bad, the Ugly. Just the music from that. I got a snoring dog.
We'll carve.
What are you carving?
Carving leather.
What pattern are you cutting onto it? That?
Yeah, right there. Which is as best as I can copy off of an original without having the damn thing right in front of me. And a little disclaimer, if you hear me cuss, I apologize. But that probably means I screwed up somewhere.
I think when we brought Santee on last week, we kind of threw our PG-13 rating out the window on this channel.
Yeah, we went to R.
Oh,
Santee-
no. I think we broke R.
Santee's a good guy to have around, though. He knows a lot.
Oh, yeah, he is. Cuss, we're not bashful, Vanessa says. I'm just surprised no one, said anything about me smoking yet on camera.
As long as you ain't smoking that there devil's weed.
No, I do that off camera. No, I'm just playing.
I don't do that at all. Can't stand the smell of that shit.
Or tried it in high school. I didn't like the fact that when I smoked it, I didn't feel like I was in control of myself. Felt like it's just didn't like it. Made me feel sluggish, slow.
I've never tried it. Never will either.
Well, I think everyone should at least try it once in their lifetime.
Yeah, and I've heard some people say the same thing about meth too.
Well, not that. No, I'm talking about anything God creates. I think you should be able to try because He did make it for medicine.
No, he didn't.
No, Drew, He made it so He can laugh at us while we make stupid idiots of ourselves while smoking it. You got to get His cake somewhere. Hey, he has to have a sense. I'm sorry, but God's got to have a sense of humor. There's too many clowns not to laugh at.
Yeah, we know he's got a sense of humor. He made you. Ha ha ha
I was just about to say the same thing about you, Duke.
ha.
Well, we're talking about.
I've been feeling really ornery for the last week and a half, so I apologize if I get too ornery.
God. Shoot, you're ornery? You sound like you need some coffee. No, you want to hear ornery. My grandpa, without his cup of coffee in the morning, would have made a grizzly bear mother say no and go the other way.
Oh, trust me, there's some days that there's my relatives wish they weren't related to me.
My mother could probably say that too. Vanessa, what I'm talking about is Mary Jane. I think everyone should try it one time just to see, so they know what it's like, just so they can have an informed decision about it. Like, oh, it does this, it kills people. I'm sorry. Weed has killed the same amount of people as unicorns stabbing people.
Just remember, everybody said weed's natural, so it's okay to smoke, but just remember, gypsum weed's natural. If you smoke that, it'll kill you.
What was that? You spoke a little too fast for me.
I said gypsum weed is a natural too, and that shit
Yeah.
will kill you.
Yeah, that is true. Well, I mean, if you smoke and then get behind a vehicle, yeah, it can kill you too. But let's face it, more people died by texting while driving than if you do stupid shit on it, you don't need it. What I'm saying.
You just named off half of freaking Colorado.
Yeah, well, I never said everyone was the brightest. And if anyone's wondering about the change of scenery on my end, I blew a fuse in my room. So I had to move everything out here to the living room. Only place with enough plugins for everything to work. So I'm having to run 2 monitors to do this crap, and it's a pain in the butt. But I was going to ask something. Oh yeah, is there any questions or anything y'all been wanting to talk besides how to get a hold of Duke for holsters? Because I've got a few of those questions this week. Oh, I'm finally staying on the butt of that guy that I paid $400 for a rig, and I literally told him, look, I'm about to get a refund. Go through PayPal and get a refund if I don't get my rig soon.
Well, sometimes it takes a long time to make a holster.
Yeah, but I've been waiting since the middle of January.
Shit, Michael ordered a holster for me last September, and it took me till December to get it made. And if you ordered a full rig, it's going to take a lot longer.
Yeah, for everyone that doesn't know, we are going to have a puppy not make it. One of Bull's not going to come pull through it. And it totally sucks because he's a pain in the ass, but he was a good pain in the ass. But no, every time, Duke, I have a feeling every time Michael got a hold of you about it, right? You wouldn't say, "Oh, well, I'm putting, I got this, and I got that." It was, "Hey, I'm at work. I'm not at home. I can't make the holsters, right?"
Well,
It's something like, you were at your work. You couldn't do them.
basically, I just didn't have time with all the other stuff going on. But yeah, sometimes my turnaround time takes a long time to get done. In fact, I got 2 holsters here in front of me. I should be working on tonight too because a guy ordered them from me and I hadn't got to them yet. But I still got to do some tooling on them.
Well, one time I just, when if someone got a hold of you about it, you tell them what's going on, right?
Yeah.
There's been times I've had to send this guy 4 or 5 messages. Within like I'd message, wait, didn't get nothing back, message him again. And he advertises this is what he does. This is the only thing he does. This is his business.
Who is it?
That I don't want to run him down, but it's just hold on.
I might know him or know of him.
Well, he posts a lot. I don't know if you're part of all things. Hold on 1 second. I'll just tell you his name. Here, I'll put in the private chat.
All right.
Oh, come on. Freaking. There you go, dude. It's in the private chat.
Oh, yeah, I know who that is.
Yeah.
I've him a couple. I've corresponded with him a few times on the USA Holster Makers group on Facebook.
Yeah, but it just
He makes good work, but
yeah, dude, literally. I'm gonna send you a picture of the rig I ordered. Hold on. If that's it, Facebook will be. Hey, Rusty Allen, how you doing? Where are you there? I mean, I didn't order nothing fancy because I don't really like the fancy stuff, you know. Like that host you showing up, that's a little too fancy for me.
yeah, I don't do a lot of fancy stuff.
Uh, oh no, Vanessa, I'm sorry to hear your favorite fishing spot got closed down. I was,
What?
yeah, her favorite fishing spot got closed down.
Oh, fish. I thought you said her favorite fish fry. I was like, what in the heck?
Yeah, well, okay. Rusty Allen said fancy stuff. You know, holsters that look something like has all this stuff on it. By the way, this is just the prototype holster. It won't hold anything bigger than a pellet. Won't hold anything better than a pellet pistol. You know, all that kind of fancy stuff on it. I mean, look at the one I made, my Remington. That's about as fancy as I like it. And this is for hunting. I mean, so I put hunting things on it. I mean, deer hoofs and a deer head and a double deer head. That's literally as fancy as it gets. All this little dangly bit down here. Pat Pundam. You know, I mean, it's a. I don't know if you saw it, but it's a very simple rig.
Yeah. Well,
You know,
I
I
enjoy
don't,
these, but
what was that?
not getting the returns off them like I thought I would. Don't get me wrong, there are plenty of people ordering. I always figured I'd get more orders, but can't complain too much. I've got enough to pay for all the tools I got, so
Well, out of the holsters, because I only chart for the holsters like this because it's basically a Slim Jim. You know, nothing. You know, untooled, undyed, unfitted for your gun, right? I'm charging $60. All right, that's you know, you're basically getting a tan piece of leather that looks like a holster, right? Then you can, but I write out the instructions how to form fit it to your pistol and all that stuff, right? And then tell you where you can get your dye and all that stuff. If you want it dye, that's like $1 extra. You know, any tooling, that's how much tooling you want, depends on how many hours it's going to take me to do that, right? You know, basically, you're just paying me for my time and the material, and then shipping. That's really it. You know, so, but with that, it's selling those. It helped a little bit. You know, it got me some more tool. It got me a little bit more leatherworking tools. Pat asked how we're doing. I'm tired, I'm cranky, and I've got all but one dog healthy again. And one's not going to make it, so I'm kind of in a bad mood. Mama Murphy asked what the topic is. I guess holsters, really. That's kind of what we're talking the most about.
yeah.
Vanessa says the airport had a spill that got into the Farmington River. They closed all fishing until further notice. I wish people. I went fishing by riding my trike there this morning. Big red warning sign. She also said she misses Fort Worth. Could buy a bolt of leather for $100.
Yeah, you could. Is that Farmington, New Mexico? I know some folks down there in that part of the country.
Fort Worth.
No,
Uh,
she said Farmington where fishing was at.
no, I don't think. Pat says, "I'm sorry to hear that, Vanessa. Is there someone we can beat up?" Yeah, Pat. It's never easy losing a dog. Well, Rusty, if you ever want anything made out of leather, you can probably get a hold of me or Duke, and we'll make it for you. Uh, in Connecticut, the Farmington Rivers and Connecticut.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, y'all give me 1 second.
Very good friend of mine is from Connecticut. She lives in Manchester. Her family lives in Manchester. In fact, I was just talking to her today. She was heading up there. Hey, Don. Well, Rusty, I am currently carving on a holster that I'm going to start tooling on.
Uh, Don, if you'll send me a message on Messenger, on Facebook Messenger, how I can send you a link, I'll send you a link. If y'all give me 1 second, I gotta do something real quick. Okay, I'm gonna mute my mic and video for a second. If I can remember.
So I guess it's just us now. All right. Hey, Don. Not a whole lot. I'm just working on a holster right now. What are you up to, bud? Let's see. I see something. Yeah, it's funny. Whoops, drop a pipe. Friend of mine, I've been planning on going back there to visit the couple museums in New Jersey and Connecticut. Things ain't too terrible far away. And anyway, I was talking to that friend of mine, and I asked her. I said, told her, I said the capital city there, whatever it is, Hartford, looked like it's a big city. And she says, no, it's not all that big. So I got to looking and didn't realize that back there, it's all broke up into little bitty towns, but they're also close together. It looks like one big town. Okay. Sorry, it's been a little quiet. I ain't been interacting here. Fort Worth and Dallas is Metroplex is the size of Connecticut and Rhode Island combined. That's why I don't go to that part of Texas. Granted, the only part of Texas I've been to is 2 miles inside of the Panhandle, but um, yeah, I don't think I could survive very long back east, which is why I'm only going to go out for like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, I was just about to say what Mama Murphy just said.
Yeah, I just read that. I wasn't going to read it until you said something.
Yeah. Well, I noticed that he was breathing heavy, and that's. Well, I said, give me a minute, and I knew he didn't have much longer, so yeah.
Well, that's life for you.
I'm gonna go back and read the comment because I wasn't really paying attention.
Yeah, I haven't really been super active, but
Don Gertz is still gonna be. I want to know what you did to get blocked on Facebook or racist book as you call it in 30 days. Because I have been trying a lot of things and still haven't been banned.
that explains why I haven't got notifications from Don postings and stuff.
Okay, he's not gonna come on right now. Yeah,
Oh,
okay. I'm just reading. I'm just reading back. He's gonna hang back and spectate tonight. Okay. He's got his reloading dice for the 458 SOCOM today. I saw that on Facebook.
that is a. I thought about getting one of those, but God, the price of the ammo.
I think that's probably why he's reloading.
That and I was gonna use it on my AR that I've got, but I heard tell that the 458 SOCOM is an AR killer. It'll destroy a lure if it isn't rated for it. So I didn't bother.
Uh, Pat Punnam says he's got a goat picture that I do eventually. I've been sharing everything. Oh, and some people have asked me why I haven't made any videos. Is because I had a warning. Warsaw Patriot asked us everyone to do a VR, right?
Yeah.
I didn't mind, uploaded it. And not 5 seconds as soon as it was done uploading, it was hit with a copyright strike. So I'm surprised. I got that warning, but I took it down. So I wanted to do a really bad rant, but decided not to.
Why did they copyright it?
I don't know because I used non-copywritten music. And it got took down. So it pissed me off. And Vanessa said, Jeremy, go find Doggy. The doggy was laying right there. Now it's being took care of. I couldn't do it without crying. And I just can't handle that right now. I've already had a shitty enough week. I just. I can't. That's just something I can't deal with right now without getting drunk. And I'm out. I'm out of until my brew that's getting brewed right now is done. I can't. I can't deal with that. Vanessa. Vanessa, it was parvo.
Oh yeah, that don't take long. But
Well, we got 3 of the 4 dogs over it.
But he didn't even act like he was sick until he started pooping blood.
Yeah, Bolden was. We thought we got him over it first, and the next thing you know, boom. Others got better. He went.
well, they say that parvo, as soon as they start wailing and screaming, the best thing to do is to put them out of their misery because you ain't gonna bring them back.
Oh, that's the thing. None of them was wailing and screaming though. So that's why we thought we had a chance with them.
That's why my dogs, when I first got them, the first thing did is I had them at the vet, and they had their parvo shots.
They had all of us had their parvo shots. I personally gave them to them.
Yeah.
And I personally warned them.
Yeah,
This come because of having to stay out with mosquitoes and on a dirt ground all night when they're not used to it.
we had our house. You remember we had our house fumigated, right, Duke? Well, not fumigated, like superheated. That's what they called it. They call it fumigation. Yeah. Well, we had someone to watch our dog for that night, right? For the time we had to be out of our house. They backed out at the last second, so we had to leave them outside. Me and the dog slept outside. I was in the and my tent does not have anything on the uh, bottom of it,
Right.
and I didn't have a tarp. And so, and there's only so much room on a cot. I mean, I'd take up the whole cot. Which, by the way, Don, I love that cot. I can't say that enough. I love it. And then, but apparently they did use chemicals, and because every dog got sick. I was sick for a day or two after it too.
Oh, that.
Rusty Allen says, "Where y'all live, you only show proof of residency to purchase a firearm, correct?" Uh, Not for the guns I buy. I don't even have to prove that. I just have to have the money. I only buy black powder things that are considered antiques anymore, or replicas of antiques. I'm tired of filling out that freaking paperwork just for Uncle Sam to take them away, and that's a different topic we can get into. Uh, and if y'all want to, but I don't know if Duke's going to be happy about what I got to say, and I don't know his belief on the subject or not.
Any gun control is unconstitutional.
Well, I believe a person while they are serving out, say they done a crime, they shot somebody, right? They get out early and they're on parole. I don't think they should have a gun during that period, right?
I think if they're that bad, I think anybody that cannot be trusted with a gun because they might cause harm shouldn't be allowed in public to begin with.
Well, people can change. Now, if it's the second time, yeah, no. But I'm talking about the first offense. While you're serving out your time, The judge told you have to serve 25 years out. You serve 15 in a prison, 10 on parole. Until that's all done, I don't believe you should have a firearm of any kind. But once that debt to society is paid, you should have it. That's the only gun control I'll ever support. Is that kind of stuff right there. While you are serving your debt to society for whatever, you cannot have a gun. Because, but let's face it, the last mass shooter had how many felonies?
But he had no business being in public to begin with.
There's a lot of people that don't belong in public, but and who should have already been hung. But let's not go into the Clintons right now.
I don't say too much because I don't want to commit suicide by Clinton.
Shooting yourself twice in the back of the head, then once in the stomach.
Yeah.
But anyway, where was I again? Yeah, he had what, 6 felonies, and he should, by the current laws right now, he should not have had any guns, right?
Yeah, that's the problem with them wanting to propose new gun control is that, they aren't enforcing the current gun control to begin with.
Yeah. I mean, how did he get a gun if he had 6 freaking felonies?
Not by legal means.
Well, that's the question. Where did he get it from? They should be looking at investigating that. Where did he get it from? No, but the fact it's the gun's fault. Y'all want to know something? This gun right here is loaded at all time, right? And according to Black Powder Shooter 44, this is the most dangerous type of cap and ball conversion kit that you can get. Oh, I got a video on that coming out, dude. I think you'll laugh your ass off on. Let's say there's a few extra scratches I had to re-blue off on this one. I have put some, I guess you could call them blanks. Because it was just basically 5 grains of black powder, primer, 5 grains of black powder, and a piece of dinner plate. Those foam dinner plates?
Yeah.
6 chambers loaded, right? And then basically dropped it repeatedly. Different ways on the hammer and everything. Only one that went off was the one right underneath the hammer.
Well, I gotta agree with him. Those things are dangerous because if you do drop them on the ground just right and hit that firing pin, it'll go off. But same's true with a cylinder with a cap on it. If it hits it just right, it'll go off.
Well, I tried them. I literally was trying everything to set them off.
You drop it in gravel?
I dropped it in gravel, on concrete, on dirt. Like I said, the only one that I had go, and the testing I done, I only had one go off, and that was right underneath the hammer when I dropped it straight up and down like this. Oh, over here. Like this. Well, like that. And that hammer. And it actually fell like that. And it hit that hammer and pushed hard enough to push it to set the primer off. That's the only one I had.
Black powder shooter, those are a dangerous conversion.
They can be. But I don't think in all cap and ball revolvers, that's what I'm saying. He made a generalization. All cap and ball. There's some that don't have as much of a cutout as, say, this Remington does. Right? And I think the Navy doesn't have as much. The Colts don't have as much cutout. I think those would be a little bit safer in this. but this stays loaded all the time. It has never shot anybody. I mean, this is an inanimate object. This is a tool. This is not going to do anything I don't tell it to do. And I'm tired of people blaming this for stupid people and stupid and evil people. I'm sorry.
No, you're right.
I'm told y'all I wasn't in the best of moods. Pat, Don, I'm not gonna call him Patricia. That's just too weird for me. It says the same bullet as the 4570. Nice. Apparently, it didn't keep up with the chat because I had to scroll through it. I had to refresh this whole freaking page. So, apparently, my mic's a little high right now. Is that true? Let's see. Got it. Testing. It's not showing up, Pat. But of course, I'm not, no, Vanessa, they'll be up. Talking about that, yeah. If it's, and I was proving that, and I think I even started just doing the 5. And that's the only time is when I had it was 6, and I actually on purposely dropped it like that. But I mean, if you pull out your holster and drop it, I didn't do it. It didn't do it on mine. Right? I don't know. Can it be dangerous? Yes. No, I'm not ignoring you, Vanessa Kitty. I was just on a rant. Y'all should know when I'm on a rant, the side check goes bye-bye for a second.
I'm kind of busy, so.
Yeah, but I mean, they're no more dangerous than cap and ball revolver when you drop like Duke said. If you drop one of these, you have the same chance of setting one of these off as you do that cartridge conversion. And I think on a Remington cap and ball, you might be a little safer with them than a Colt, maybe. You having fun, buddy? What's your opinion, Duke? On a drop test, which would be more safer, Remington or a Colt? Cap and ball.
Neither one.
Oh. I'm talking about, like you're trying to teach someone, you try to hand them the gun and they drop it. Which one do you think would go off quicker?
The Remington's probably going to go off first.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. 'Cause it seems like,
they're set up, they stick out kind of angled.
yeah, but
even though they're recessed in, whereas a Colt is straight in line.
Mm.
I mean, as long as you keep it empty underneath the hammer, you'll be safe. But
yeah, well, I'm talking about from like the sides. Like you have it set up like you're supposed to, right? And you drop it. Like which one do you think would most likely set off one more? Because I don't think you're gonna set one off on this side.
the Remington, the Colt recoil shield covers more than a Remington recoil shield does.
That is true. And also, I think it would be Yeah, that's what I do on this one normally, but this one is, I mean, it can come out quick, but it is form fitted to the holster. There was nothing between it, so it's a very tight fit. It's a tight fit, but it still comes out easily because I keep it well lubricated. Tip for everybody: if you want to go in and out quickly, use lubrication. But no, just so everyone knows, I did not use, especially Don, I did not use this Remington. I used the one that's already beat up. And, well, I don't know if y'all can tell how beat up it was already, and where I had re-blew it at. After this test, this is the one I bought brand new, and have had to do more repairs on it than anything in the world. I bought this one used. I think Don said it maybe had a few cylinders through it. I can't remember. It's been a little while. But I've had this. This has worked flawlessly. Only thing I have a problem with is that hammer, even on its lightest setting, is a little stiff. I mean, it's almost like it has it kind of felt like an 1860 hammer spring is in it. Because it's very stiff. But I could just, it could just be treated wrong or whatever. Treated differently than this one. Or just something's. But speaking of retaining holsters, what kind of holster, if you had to go riding on, cars for some reason stopped working, you had to ride on a horseback in, what kind of holster would you prefer to have while you're riding a horse?
The one that keeps the gun in.
Okay, well, any holster can do that if it's made right. But I'm talking about, would you want to prefer, like Don says, a Civil War flap, Schofield cross draw holster, or would you want one of those with the little leather thongs on it? Or like Vanessa Kitty says, a shoulder holster. What would you personally trust the most?
Oh God, I'd probably go with a flap holster.
I would probably too. One on my, but it'd probably have to be in a cavalry configuration. That way, I can get to it easier. 'Cause even if it's on this side, I can still do the cavalry draw. If it's on cross draw, I can still use my dominant hand to get to it. Or something's happened and I can't, broke arm, whatever. I can still get the gun out if I have to. So that's just me. And a shoulder holster, that kind of limits things. So that's probably why I would pick a shoulder holster, Vanessa.
Oh shit.
Okay, now I've heard this, and I don't know. You know a little bit more about holsters than I do, right? That a lot of Slim Jims started out as old cavalry holsters that a lot of people kept, then just cut the flap off, so it would look something similar to this,
Well, yeah.
There is a couple photographs of Slim Jims that were, because a flap holster is a Slim Jim. That's exactly what it is. It's a Slim Jim that has a flap on it. And there's lots of documented photographs of originals that had the flap cut off so that it was all open. The flap does a real good job of keeping that gun inside the holster. And if things are getting hanky and you might need to get at your weapon in a little bit of a hurry, that flap keeps things in the holster very well. So you get rid of the flap and it makes it a little easier to use the gun.
Yeah. And Vanessa, what is it? Vanessa asked a genuine question, and I'm going to be answering from my personal experience. I guarantee she's talking about shoulder holsters. And what I'm talking about is my shooting arm is sitting up here like this, or in a cast. I can't use this hand. If I don't have a shoulder holster for the opposite side, or one that is set at a, here, let me see if I can get myself in camera frame better. I mean, kind of sitting somewhere like this. Oh, it really does. Sitting kind of like this. It limits me being able to draw it out with my opposite hand. And it also depends on the barrel length too. And also, I just don't like anything underneath my shoulders and near my armpits.
Must be hell when you go to shave them then, huh?
It says no, I'm talking about like just something sitting there, kind of just pushing, keeping my arm out at a weird angle. That's why I don't like shoulder holsters. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, Vanessa. If I don't have one for this side, and I normally have one on this side, well, the only shoulder rigs that I have seen is only per arm. Not Rusty. It's this arm or this one. I've not seen one for that you can switch back and forth. But of course, I haven't really looked into them that hard either.
You're wanting to set a gun up to where you can get at it with either hand, then you do a cross draw, and then you can do cavalry draw with whatever side that the holster sits on.
Yeah, I've got the rig that I'm ordering. And say on this butt guy, it has one on the left-hand side set up for cavalry draw or cross draw, and then one standard. That way I can carry both of them at the same time, and no matter what I need to get to, I can get it to it from either hand. Because I don't want to be. What was it? What movie was it? Was it John Wayne? It was John Wayne. I think it was El Dorado, where he got that his back hurt.
Right.
Was sitting there in that ravine trying to fish at his pistol out of his from the opposite side. I don't want to be having a situation where I'm like that and it's actually life or death, not a friend following my butt because he knows I'm about to do something stupid. Yeah, and that's another genuine. Plowboy did bring up a genuine question, comment. What if you fall off the horse? Would you really want a gun underneath your ribs?
Well, it's going to feel better there than on your hip.
Well, most of the times when the gun's pointing, the barrel's kind of pointing away from you. Worst thing that's going to happen is you pop. Well, I've seen some guns go off while they're on the hip of somebody, but it usually ends up in the dirt and scares the bejesus out of the person, making them crap their pants. But I think that's the worst I have personally seen. Okay, now I can't speak for anything else. That's just the worst I have seen in my experience.
Now, I seen a picture where a guy shot himself in the ass when he was trying to put his Glock back in the holster.
My question is, was his finger on the trigger?
No, he's actually using a leather holster. So don't ever carry your Glock in a leather holster. Leather holster is not designed for something like the modern Glocks that don't have a positive safety added onto them.
No.
Leather gets soft and gets in the way of the trigger, and you shove it down in that holster, it will go off.
Yeah, and you would have to have it form fitted for that specific gun.
Right. Now,
Not a block.
Andrew's
gun.
Custom Leather makes really, really good Glock holsters. That
Who is
rattle.
that?
Andrew's Custom Leather.
Okay, yeah, I've heard about him.
Yeah, look up Hank Strange. Hank Strange does a lot of videos with Sam, with Arnold. Or Andrews. Sorry, Sam Andrews.
Warsaw, not War. I don't know why I said Warsaw. I guess Warsaw's thinking of me. There's no fell with it on my hip. I imagine being worse. Yeah, and also just think about that. That's unforgiving metal right up there on your ribs, and you've got. I'm pushing to 200 right now because of my new diet. I can just imagine that right there being sandwiched and then you falling with a lot of weight on it. That could probably crack a rib. But and yes, falling off with it on your hip does hurt like a son of a bitch. You got a nice good. It don't feel too good. Okay. Can you make any sense of what Plywood just said?
I never mounted and slipped my sharps into the thimble without imagining it staying in the thimble while the sling was over my shoulder in the vicinity of my neck. Oh, yeah. Throwing the Sharps carbine over your shoulder like they do in the Army.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's what he was getting at.
Oh, responding to Don. What did Don say? Oh. Okay. Don said he had a horse turn fast and his back leg slipped out from underneath him and it broke the carbine strap link. It wound up on the butt, on my butt next to him. And I guarantee that would be kind of scary. Oh. The itch on the side of my nose. Yeah, but okay. Getting dragged because the barrel was attached to the thimble. That would be kind of scary, don't you think?
Yeah. Make you want to rethink how you're doing things in life.
Yeah. Oh, someone got mad at me on a forum because I shared. I made a video, right? Charge carbine. I was going to plan on starting a whole series, right? Because Don was
Right.
down, he had a lever action. I didn't have a lever action, right? And I figured, let's do this video. Two of the favorite carbines of the cowboy days. The Sharps carbine, of course. You had a lot of different kind of carbines at the time, but two of the favorites that we had access to at the time was the Sharp and the lever, and I think his was a 90 Rossi 92. I'm not 100% sure. Can't remember off the top of my head. But it was a lever action and a pistol caliber. Usually the same caliber as your handgun, right?
Right.
I mean, let's face it, a lot of people still like that combination. Today or why would they have 9mm AR-15s and and carry 9mm pistols? Right? I mean that there would be no sense to even work on that. There wasn't somebody asking for it, right?
Right.
So I just made that video. Someone chewed my butt off about it, saying the Sharps was only used during the Civil War. It was all this stuff, blah blah blah. After the Civil War, it went to cartridges, and then it just died.
Yeah, after it slaughtered all the buffalo in the United States, along with a rolling block.
Yeah, but it was just because I had another friend that has a Remington rolling block, right?
Right.
That was another favorite one on the right. That was another favorite for buffalo hunting and all that stuff. I mean,
Yeah,
some
besides the Sharps, it was the other big one out there on the plains.
yeah, you know what? Trying to actually make something besides a fun little range video. I'm trying to be kind of educational, right?
Right.
But I got my butt ripped off for it.
Yeah, don't want to get you down. There's buttholes out there that don't know what they're talking about and think they do.
I didn't get hurt, but I'm trying to be educated. I'm just trying to figure out. I asked Mrs. Okay, yes, true, Don's. What lever action was in 45 Colt? As far as I know, there wasn't a 45 Colt out lever action until what after. Oh, don't quote me, but I'm gonna say around 1900.
Yeah, it would have been turn of the century because I've never seen a Winchester 73 from the 1800s that was chambered in 45 Colt.
I'm trying to think. I think they started coming out 1920s, 30s.
I don't remember. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. I just know that Sam Colt, well, not Sam Colt because Sam was dead at this time, but the Colt company, they took the idea of making the pistols in multiple calibers, and the Winchester was always in 44-40. That was kind of their proprietary cartridge.
Yeah, and technically, Don's rifle is not historically accurate. But at the same time, how often are you going to find 44-40 on the shelf nowadays?
Not very often.
And if I'm not mistaken, sometimes you have to make it in some situations.
No, you can get. I mean, Black Hills Ammo has it.
Yeah, but
it's almost as common as 45 Colt. Cowboy action shooting really brought the 44-40 back.
Yeah. I can see that, but I'm not sure when the lever action, but yeah, Don's wasn't fully historically accurate. But the thing was, his rifle wasn't in the same chambering as his pistol. That's what most average cowboys would have if they had a rifle and a pistol, right?
Well,
same.
it makes sense, but you have to do a lot of reading before you can start making claims that it was this way or that way. Basically, you got to find a lot of evidence to back it up.
Well, I'm just saying about close to 50-50. If they had a rifle and a pistol, they were usually in the same chambering. Usually, not always, but most of the time, because it was cheaper to buy the same ammo to use for both guns. But sometimes I've read where all the cowboy had was a rifle, or all he had was a pistol.
Had whatever he could afford.
Yeah, so the typical picture of a cowboy riding with a rifle, a pistol, and a shotgun, sometimes it doesn't match up. And sometimes that's one. I've read some accounts where they carried a double barrel shotgun and and a horse scabbard because they. But I mean, if you actually stop and think about it, a shotgun would be more useful than a rifle. You can take care of a lot of things with a shotgun, especially in North America. So, but from my research, now, Duke, you can and the side check can definitely tell me if I'm wrong. And if I learn something new, hey, that just adds to my knowledge, right?
Hell, when it comes to a rifle or shotgun, all have got their purpose.
Yeah.
And I don't see a cowboy carrying all three, but if you got a shotgun, usually that's for hunting. Cowboy procuring meat, rifles for procuring meat at longer distances, or if you got to get into a gunfight, shotguns get up close, rifles get at distance.
Well,
just kind of a personal preference.
Well, the reason why, according to, because I was reading, it was in a book about Arkansas history. I couldn't bring it from the library. It's a research. It was one of the resources manuals books, so I had to right there, right? That's what I had to read. I had to leave it there at the library. Is that the reason why he had the shotgun is because he couldn't hit anything with the pistol and he couldn't hit anything with the rifle, so he got the shotgun. So most likely he was going to hit something downrange.
Yep. But
well, a shotgun, you can use a shotgun to hunt deer with. You got slugs. You can take care of snakes. You can take care of most varmints, 4-legged or 2-legged, with buck. And let's face it, it's easy to load. If you know how to load shotgun shells, you can load them not that hard, especially with black powder.
Right.
Oh, dadgummit. But from mostly what I have read is that they either had most of the cowboys would keep a pistol and rifle of the same caliber because it was that. Now, and most of the time, just the plain people, the farmers and stuff, they might have had a rifle or a shotgun. Most of the time, they didn't carry pistols. Like the average, everyday person would have had maybe a shotgun or on the frontier, shotgun and a rifle. If that, one or the other, or maybe both, if they were doing really well. Okay, well, let's get back to this because I'm going to see if I got told wrong. Pat says, don't let them tick you off, Jeremy. I watched it, and I'm curious about those paper cutters. I'm doing more research on them, Pat, so I don't open mouth insert foot because I am trying to do more historical research about them and understand them. I do not have the period correct bullets for them. And I hate to say that I should have got one when they first came out, but I just didn't have the money for it. But from what I've gathered so far, I can understand why a lot of buffalo hunters like them. That is a lot of stopping power out of that shark. Don says Old Lady Winchester refused to chamber the 73 because it was the Colt Peacemaker's main cartridge, and finally Winchester's buckle, but I don't know when. I know sometime I can't. I know it was still being made in 4440, and up to maybe a little after World War II, not World War II, World War One, because the British Navy were using them for boat guns or for boarding party guns because the 4440 didn't have a lot of over penetration and that you could use it on a small deck if you had to. And you have 15 rounds on tap.
Colt didn't start making them right away either. I think it was 1880. It was pushing 1880 before Colt started putting them out in 4440.
Pat says he can find 44 on the shelf at Cabela's at his home. I haven't seen one box of 4440 around me.
I see them occasionally.
I haven't seen them. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know how prevalent they are. Around me, the gun stores I go to, they're not very prevalent. I might see a box of them at a pawn shop once in a blue moon, and that box maybe has 10, 12 bullets left in it.
My nose is itchy for a reason.
And the person got it from an estate sale, and it's God knows how old of a box. Don says he likes the 45 long Colt because there's a Spencer Henry, any Winchester. All he has to worry about is one cartridge. Yeah. It doesn't really matter, really. If Don, tell me if I'm wrong, didn't we put a few of my 45 Colts and a few of your guns, my loads into yours and yours into mine, and they all ran perfectly? And they were two different. Well, accuracy was a little differently because when you change loads, you got to recycle gun in. But I think we did that, didn't we? I'm not sure. No, we need to do that next time you're down. Plowboy says 45 Colt is easier to load than 4440 anyway. Yeah, if I'm not saying, isn't the 4440 a necked cartridge?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
The 4440 and the 45 Colt are almost identical, but not quite.
Yeah. Well, if I'm not mistaken, the 4440 calls for what is it, a 432 diameter projectile?
Let's see. No, 427.
427?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, I'm not quiet about me. My nose is itching. Yeah, Don loads for all of them, but I think he has a gun for each of those. He knows what gun can go into which. Pat says, I love 45 Colt too. Lot of ball variants. Yeah, I've noticed that there's a lot of different grainage for the 45 Colt, just the 45 Colt, not the 45 ACP. Of like, and then you can load them with 40 round balls as well. Which I got a hold of an old reloading book that had that, and I reloaded up some.
I'm kind of sad I did that now.
Yeah, Pat says Aragon has a period. He has, I think, if not saying, it's the CS, the Confederate States mold for the Sharps. I don't know if he has the. I think that's what the CS stands for. I'm not sure. I've been trying to get him on here to talk about that. Maybe Duke can do it better than I can. Talk about some of the molds he makes and kind of the history behind them.
Yeah, he promised me to do that one of these days. I just ain't had time to do it. Well, I haven't had a chat for a while. I just ain't had the time. Oh, boy, that really looks like crap. I guess I'm going to be keeping that one.
You can always send me a few of your mess ups.
Yeah, this one I really screwed up. Just trying to make it look like something, and it really, really, really got ugly. I don't know how I can take that out of there. Oh, well. Oh.
Pat, believe it or not, I don't know what it is, but for my Remington, it seems like the most accurate is 35 grains of 3F out of it right now. Not 3F, 2FG. With a Lee 200 grain rounded flat point. Rounded flat. What are these bullet tips? One of those long ones. Oh. Don says he reloads 200 to 250. Yeah, I think those 250 ones that he loads, they're a thumper. All right, night, Pat. I just read that comment. Okay, brown ball. Yeah, like I said, Don, I found an old book. I think it's from the 50s, and it had some stuff about it for 45 Coldwood brown balls. And I figured I didn't have none for trail balls, so I didn't load none up with trail balls. And I didn't have some of the powders that it said, and so. But it did have some for actual black powder, so I loaded those up. I didn't load up a lot of them. We'll try that out. Huh. Did you read Don's last comment?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, I think that would be something interesting for you.
Yeah, you're talking about the 45 Brimstone. Gary Lee Barnes out of Texas makes that. Which I've got to send again to him to get defarbed. I just ain't had time to do it.
Yeah. Hold on one second, make me a cup of coffee. Oh, Duke. There's something I do gotta warn a lot of you and a lot of other YouTubers about. I'll make a video of it and put it out there. Well, I got you here. If you get an email from a person saying that they're selling black powder guns on Amazon, it's a scam.
Yeah, I don't pay attention to that shit.
Well, no, they said, oh, we'd send. All you gotta do is do all this, right? All you gotta do is just basically go look, copy the link, put it at the bottom of one of your videos. If you agree to do that, we'll pay you $500, and you get to keep the gun for free. I went and got and looked, and they had some, and I said, okay, I want this Colt 1860 Army. Send that to me. With the $500 bills, and I'll do what you said. And I'll tell everybody about your store and everything, right? You're not right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when it went scammy quick.
That's all right. I get an email every so often from somebody saying, "Oh, can you do a product review on this?" I laughed at one that the lady was from China. She says, "Oh, we have this company. We sell, cheaper products. We'd like you to review them." And she said, "We'd love to send you everything that we've got available." And then she sent me a picture and she says, "Here's the things, you can choose one of them." And I was like, "Oh, before I even get a chance to do the review on all your products, you cut me down to one."
Right?
So needless to say, I didn't contact them back.
Well, I don't want to get anyone's hopes up, but I am working with, I don't know if you know the company, Not Rifles.
No.
They make inline muzzle loaders.
Oh, okay, Night. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not they used to say I'm not a purist. I like anything that shoots black powder. Okay? I have a feeling I've just lost like 20 subscribers right there saying that. If it shoots black powder, I want it. Inline, not inline, whatever, it doesn't matter to me. Right?
I'm just not a big fan of the inlines.
Well, they make really good rifles. I won't say that.
Oh, I ain't gonna deny that they're good rifles. I'm just not a big fan of inlines.
Yeah. And hey, each to his own. You like more historical stuff. I like anything that shoots, basically. That has black powder in it, or I can shoot black powder out of it. Yeah, so I've been talking with them, and they've been seeing the video that I was talking about and done with one of their older models before they switched hands. And they're surprised I'm actually able to keep it running. And they heard about all the work I had to do into it and everything. They're thinking of, it's not set in stone. I'll know sometime next week if I'm going to be sent out one of their newer model to be tested. It's a 45 caliber, 209 bolt action.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a muzzle loader, but it takes the 45. And they say you can run 45 Colt projectiles in it and load them like that.
Right.
And they're gonna send some different projectiles and some different powder. Cause I told them I got enough true black powder. Just to kind of get it out there, and if everything goes right there, then I might they might actually sponsor me. My channel, like, and this literally started sometime like last year because someone copyrighted that video that I have on the night rifle. And I
Right.
contacted them like, hey, what's going on here? And that's kind of how I guess you say I got my foot in the door. They're talking to them.
Right.
By the way, if anyone from Night Rifle listening, Night from Brian from not accounting. I want to say what? Because I knew Brian from accounting. That's why. From public relations is a really fantastic guy to talk to. What I really would like to do is get a sponsorship from Pieta or Uberti. Have them send me guns to do
Good
reviews on.
luck with that.
I mean, well, what I'm really hoping to do with this leather working, right, dude, is be able to buy a gun, right? Save up enough to buy a gun. If it's one you've been wanting to do a review on that you haven't done, loan it to you, right?
Right.
And then maybe Duke does a video on it. Not Duke, Dustin does a video on it, right? And then, it kind of goes like that, Because I hate to say it, some of these revolvers are expensive.
Yeah, and the freaking the grape shot revolver, the Lamats went up to $1,400,
I know.
and they're going to go up again. Pieta's really getting their game on about upping their prices.
I'm looking at getting an 1860 Army.
Well, I would go with that one before I went with anything bigger like a Lamat.
Oh no, I shot Don's and now I fell in love with it. But I've also seen how much work he had to put into it to be able to shoot the way he. I have a question. How far do you usually shoot your revolvers, your cotton ball revolvers, or any of your revolvers at?
What's
For your
that?
videos? How far away do you shoot like any of your revolvers or anything like that?
Oh, about 14, 15 paces.
So that'd be about 14, 15 yards
Yeah.
ish. Ooh,
That's what I've got.
that is pretty.
I like tooling, but it takes a long time.
Yeah.
But I was trying to do a swirl on this side. I don't know how well it's going to show. Trying to do a swirl like it was on the original, and boy, I don't have the right tools for whatever that swirl was.
Yeah, but like I said, Don had one, and he let me shoot it, and I fell in love with it. George Gooding sent you a thumbs up. He liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What Pieta and Uberti are not considering is like Henry. If I have to pay $1,000 for a Uberti rifle, I'll buy a Winchester for 1,100 or 1,200.
Thing of it is, down here where I'm at least, I can get a Winchester 66 Yellow Boy for 900, and a Winchester made out of Japan, the Moroku 66 Winchester. I'm going to pay 1,600 down here. Last one I seen going.
Well,
I'll still buy you, Bertie. But I wish Birdie still made these guns, this model.
Oh. Have you been able? You haven't been able to make any shooting videos or any kind of videos really here lately, have you?
Well, damn, it's been so hot, and I've been trying.
You froze up, Duke. I think we might have lost Duke.
To get yes for another.
Wow, I don't know if that's my end or not. Let me. Now this is he's refreshing right now. There it is. Computer froze up or something? Duke, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here now.
All right, what happened?
I don't know what happened.
Don says nice holster. And if you check Gun Bolster, you can shop for a decent price. Now then, I'm right now. What I'm doing is pawn shopping. You know, just looking. Just sometimes in my local pawn shop, I've found a few your birdie Calvin Ball for like $75. No, and here's the thing that they're not. And here literally it says antique gun on it, $75.
Yeah.
And the only reason I knew it was in the Uberti is because I know we're looking for the Uberti. Well, it actually says broken, or sometimes it'll say broken replica Uberti, and it'd be like the wedge in too tight, or needs a new trigger bolt spring.
See, George Gooding said that Guns of the Old West has a couple good articles on the old Colt Pattersons and an article on Colt after Colt. Their article on Colt Pattersons is somewhat accurate, but they kind of screwed up on one major thing on there. They said Kit Carson was given a pair of them after a certain fight, and I know a historian that is pretty well an authority on Kit Carson. And he told me, he said, that's complete bogus. He told me what to look up. So I looked it up. And the fight that where Kit got the guns was actually in 1850 something. So he got 51 beaties. He did not get a pair of Pattersons. Whoever wrote that article really screwed up.
Don, yeah. And that's what I hate about some of these people. They just write things out, right? Don't check into their facts as well, but when they call it on it, they and that's why when I do that's why I've been holding this sharps video off for so long. And a lot of stuff, and that's why I need to talk to Santee so much. I need to talk to him. Just me and him sit down and talk and discuss things about it, because I've heard something. Because I read one thing, right, and then this other book contradicts that one, and then this book contradicts both these other books, and then this one backs up the first one.
What you're looking for in all them books is consistency. What is consistent and the same over and over again? It's like I've got, I'd say close to 20, 25 books on the Texas Rangers. And the first thing I check is, I look for specific things. And if they kind of collaborate together, then I could probably say it's fairly accurate, and get multiple sources that all say the same thing on some things. And the reason why I buy so many books is because, one book might pick up something that was missed here or missed there.
And history's always changing.
Yeah. And there's things that always missed. I mean, this guy might have researched his butt off for 6 years and missed one document, and a guy that walked in the library for 5 minutes found it. You never know.
Okay. Yeah. And Well, at the same time, like say for example, um, let's say there was a Texas Ranger that had for so long that they thought he only had a Sharps carbine and a 51 Navy, and then they find a rig with his name on it that's period correct and everything, and it's got two holsters for a 51 Navy in it on it. You know, but it wasn't discovered until 2 years ago when they spent 2 years authenticating the leather and all this stuff. And it just came out yesterday.
What's that now?
I said, well, let's say they find there was a Texas Ranger. I'm making this crap up off the top of my head, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that there was a Texas Ranger that was noted for carrying a Sharps carbine and a 51 Navy. But then they find later out that they find a rig for him that had two Navies attached to it. And they took him 2 years to authenticate it. It was discovered. Let's say it was discovered in 2017, but it took him 2 years to authenticate it. That changes a lot of stuff. When did he get the second Navy? And all the stuff. It opens sometimes. New discoveries in history opens a floodgates of new questions, and that changes a lot about history. History changes sometimes daily when a new discovery is found. Not because someone says it's racist and then wants to change it. That's a big difference. But anyway, but I mean, I haven't, and honestly, Duke, I have no clue if there was ever a Texas Ranger that carried a 51 Navy.
Oh yeah, there was lots of them.
Oh, well, okay.
That was pretty common.
Well, I didn't know. I knew most of them carried. From what I'm up to. I think it's probably right up to that. Well, I'm trying to think of the. I get bits and pieces because I'm having to use the internet because I can't afford more books right now.
You can always afford more books. Just go on Amazon and buy them used.
You don't understand how much dog medicine is
Nah.
for 4 dogs.
Most of my books, I paid more for shipping than I did for the actual book. A lot of my books, I paid under $4 for.
Well, I'm using Google and my public library a lot here lately.
Yeah.
But Don says a lot of pawn shops post their stuff on Gunbroker at a good price. Normally, it's 3% credit card, $30 ground to your local transfer fee.
Yep.
Yeah. Or I mean, once I use Midway, Gunbroker, and what's another one I use? I can't think of it. Well, there's another one that I use to kind of find a median of price, right? What I'm willing to pay for a cap and ball or whatever kind of rifle, right? Pistol, rifle, whatever. And then I'll go pawn shop shopping for a used one. If I can find one used, I'll buy it. If I can't, I'll buy a brand new one. That whichever one of those 3 sites that I used that is the cheapest. And I hate to say this, on Midway, it seems like they're a lot cheaper though, but the quality control is.
I've always done really good with Midway.
That's what I'm saying. It's spotty. My Navy, the trigger and bolt spring broke when I first got it. I had to replace that, and then the Remington you had to help me fix this one. You gave me the advice to fix it. This
No.
that right there, that screw right there, banana looked like a banana, and so it threw all this at a time and worked all the internal springs, the lever. Only thing good out of it was this and the plunger.
Right.
So I've not had good luck out of them yet, but I don't know. Maybe I just got the crappy gun. I mean, the random gun, and it could be the fact that it's not them; it's the people I got them from. The quality control. I got the bad gun from the quality. That quality control.
Oh, excuse me.
You feel better?
Yeah.
But the cool thing is, I contacted Midway about that, right?
Right.
They refunded my money and let me keep the pistol. And gave me, well, I didn't say they refunded, but they gave me store credit, and that's how I got all my a lot of my reloading stuff.
Right.
And I got to keep the pistol. I'm like, okay, your money, you can do whatever you want. I ain't gonna complain. I paid near $300 for that. That got me my dies, the Lee hand loader, and paid for almost all the mold. I had to pay like $5 for the mold, and that was for shipping. And my I had to pay for the casting pot that I got. Because at the time I was using a camp stove and a small cast iron skillet.
Right.
But hey, it worked. Got it. Once that cast iron gets up to temperature and melts the lead, it will.
I'm gonna use it for cooking again.
No, I use it actually. I take and set it at kind of a little bit of an angle and fill up a little gap this little wedge that makes, and use it as an ingot mold now. It makes about half pound bars doing that.
Right.
Triangle bars will fit right into the pot.
Well, anyway, dude, I'm gonna have to call it a night because I'm about to fall asleep here.
Oh crap! It is like it's supposed to end like 30 minutes ago. Oopsie.
So,
But
anyway, I'm gonna go. So we'll catch you later, amigo.
Not everybody.